Serene Palace was where Dina Augustus, the Queen Dowager, lived. After hearing about the incident at Foster Mansion, Dina seemed somewhat joyful. She turned to look at her maid, Laurel. I met Wendy last year during my birthday celebration. She seemed too docile in nature. I felt then that it would be hard for her to become the queen. I've changed my mind about her.
I'm impressed.
Laurel had served the Queen Dowager for a very long time. She knew all about the struggles of living in the palace. She poured her mistress a cup of coffee. But based on the king's favoritism towards Lady Helena, the queen won't stand a chance against that woman from the Cloud Palace, no matter how smart or brave she is, Laurel said. We can't be sure Lady Helena won't make her suffer tonight. It was clear that she didn't think the new queen would be capable. The smile on Dina's face faded. You're right. I still remember the day Wilhelmina entered the palace. George was all set to go and pamper her. To everyone's surprise, Helena pulled some strings and called him to her instead. Dina sighed. Poor Wilhelmina. There was nothing I could do as her aunt. Laurel sighed then said, It's clear who the king loves and hates. No one in the harem has been able to get as much attention from him as Lady Helena has. I'm afraid the queen will have to spend the night alone. Dina thought the same. Although George was not her biological son, she had raised him herself. She knew him better than anyone else. His obsession with Rosalie was so strong that all his love and everything he felt he owed Rosalie, he now gave to Helena, Rosalie's substitute. If he had not taken the late king's decree into consideration, he would have given the queen's throne to Helena too. The golden hour had arrived. Jane was clad in her white wedding gown with a crown of emerald jewels. She was followed by an entourage of bridesmaids, each carrying a chest filled with the wealth of her dowry. They walked down a red velvet carpet covered in gold embroidery into the royal chapel. At the end of the carpet, there was a steep gold-gilt staircase leading up to the altar with 9 beautiful statues to either side. The royal choir sang and there was a loud note for every 10 steps taken. Jane was unable to see well through her veil, and her maid helped her up the steps. When she came to a halt, she curtsied deeply. Then the ceremony commenced. As the couple exchanged their vows, a breeze lifted the corner of her veil, allowing her to see the tyrant's face. He was handsome, and he had a gentle demeanor. He did not look like the tyrannical king from the rumors. Jane showed no emotion on her face, but she felt slightly puzzled. He glanced at her, then looked away almost instantly. He was a polite man. When the king and queen got married, they did not only have to exchange vows, they also had to offer sacrifices to their ancestors. The ceremony was long. For hours later, Jane was still holding up, while Lily's legs were already numb. Afterward, Lily led Jane into her new room. After the others had retreated to the outer hall, Lily eagerly spoke. My lady, the king is not quite like who I thought he was. He doesn't look that ferocious at all. Lily had thought the tyrant king would look fierce and cold. An older and more experienced maid walked in and heard what Lily said and corrected her coldly. How ignorant! That was Prince Richard. He was exchanging the vows in the king's place. What? Lily was dumbfounded. Had she heard wrong? When a king got married, could he actually get someone to exchange the vows in his place? Jane also found it absurd. Why was Prince Richard doing it for him? Where's the king? Lily quickly asked. The older maid rearranged what she was carrying before replying impatiently. Today is Lady Rosalie's Remembrance Day. The king has gone to pay his respects. After saying that, the older maid left. Lily felt her mind go blank. She felt as if her head was about to explode. My lady, how could the king do this to you? There would be a Remembrance Day every year, but a wedding was once in a lifetime. Besides, did no one in the court advise the king against behaving in such a way? Compared to Lily's display of indignation, Jane seemed exceptionally calm. Her goal was not to compete for affection. She had married into the royal family as a substitute wife for 2 reasons. The first was to protect her family, and the second was to secure her position as queen to avenge Wendy. As a result, it did not matter how the king treated her. The king won't be coming. Let's settle in first, Jane instructed. All right. As soon as Lily had finished helping Jane remove her crown and veil, a palace servant came to deliver a message. Your Majesty, the king has returned to the palace. He will be coming to you very soon. Jane frowned. She glanced at the crown on the dresser. Did she have to put it back on? Since the tyrant had gone to pay his respects to his dead wife, why did he not just spend the night there? Why did he hurry back for their wedding night?